Welcome to the Simplified Social Marketing Podcast. I'm Chelsea Gardner, and if you're ready to make marketing clear, manageable, and fun with practical steps and effective tools, you are in the right place, my friend. Together, we'll untangle the complexities of marketing your business and transform them into clear, actionable steps. Let's dive in. Hello, hi, welcome everyone to the very first episode of the Simplified Social Marketing Podcast. I am so excited that you are here. If you are watching on YouTube, welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Chelsea Gardner. I am a social media, Facebook ads specialist, guru, whatever you want to call me. And I have been in this industry now for 10 plus years or so. I feel like I'm aging myself just a little bit, but I have been in this industry for a long time. I started in the healthcare sector many moons ago. I moved into urgent care, then dental, and then dermatology. And then I went into mortgage and just really found that I enjoyed that area, that niche, and decided to start my own company. And I really specialize in helping mortgage professionals simplify social media, stay consistent on social media, and grow on social media and really understand the nuances of social media and digital marketing in general, right? Because it's not social media is a piece of the puzzle. There is a whole lot more to marketing than just social media. So I have done it all, and I love helping my clients and individuals really understand social media simply. My superpower is truly to simplify social media, simplify marketing, and really understand that. So I have had C Gardner Marketing for almost 3 years now, and it has just been such a blessing. And now here I am with my podcast. So I'm super stoked about that. All right. So, what can you expect on this podcast, right? I am just, I'm a ball of energy. So, you're going to get a lot of laughs probably on of myself. I laugh at myself quite often. And so, you are going to get a lot of that. Hopefully, a lot of value is going to come out of this podcast as well for you. And you're really going to understand how to leverage social media for your business as a mortgage professional, and really understand any tips, strategies, tools, insightful discussions that are going to pop up throughout this podcast. That is my hope for this. I want to share my knowledge. I try to keep up with industry updates. We know that social media and digital marketing in general literally changes hour to hour. And I'm the one to keep up with that for you so you don't have to. So hopefully you can come to this podcast every week and get the latest and greatest updates, tips, tools, tactics, whatever that you need in order to be successful in the digital space. And so what can you expect from me, right? I plan on having guest appearances. I want to interview mortgage professionals who excel in social media so you can really get those real life updates and tools, tactics from mortgage professionals themselves, not just someone who does social media, but someone who is implementing these strategies and tools and what is working for them. So I'm going to bring on mortgage professionals that are really excelling in social media. Some may be my clients, hint, hint, wink, wink. But I want to make sure that I'm bringing these individuals on so you can relate, right? I can come on here and preach all day long and tell you what's working, tell you what's, going on in the social media world, but hearing it from someone in your own industry, I think is just a huge benefit. And so I want to share those success stories. I want to have that practical advice that you can get from my guests. On top of having mortgage professionals, I also will be bringing on some industry experts. So, I like to claim I'm an expert in a lot of things, but truly my bread and butter is social media and digital marketing, meta ads, things like that. I am well versed in just about everything, right? But there are more well versed people in various areas of marketing. And so I want to make sure I'm bringing those industry experts on, whether it be from Google Ads or, someone that is really well versed in Google Ads, or maybe even an Instagram Reels expert, right? Bringing in people that are very specific in their niche so you can really get the most value from these experts that have all of the latest trends, all of the latest tools, strategies, anything that's going to really help grow, excel, and simplify your business, right? I I truly, you can expect simplified processes for me. My listeners are going to be individuals who are busy doing what they do best, right? You are a busy, busy person, and you, my friend, are just don't have the time for social media or don't have the time to learn it and make it so complex. You hear from so many gurus, you have to do this, you have to do this. And I'm here to tell you that a lot of times you don't have to do anything that you don't want to do, right? If it's not bringing you joy, if it's not bringing you comfort, I want to make sure that we're breaking down these processes so they're so simple and very actionable that you're like, oh, I can do that, right? Anyone can do it. That is a very simple, actionable step that I can do today, right now. That is my goal. I want to make sure that we focus on those practical and very time efficient strategies, right? Because you are busy. I get it. You are very busy. You're making your calls, right? You're talking to your realtor friends. You are closing loans, making deals, doing all the things. And in order to succeed on social media, in order to succeed in the digital space, you need something very simple. You need something that's actionable and that's broken down and it's not this overcomplicated mess, right? That you just don't get. And I want to provide that for you. And then on top of that, I want to make sure that I'm giving you regular updates. Like I said earlier, a couple minutes ago, really, updating in the digital space. Oh, right. Every hour, I feel like something new rolls out. Or, I have something on my social media that you don't. You're like, I don't see that, Chelsea. What's going on? And so there's always regular updates. There's always things that are rolling out. I mean, we've got so many social platforms right now between LinkedIn and Google and Facebook and I was about to say MySpace, y'all. Woo! LinkedIn and Google, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, right? Threads. We have so many platforms and there's a lot of noise out there. And so a lot of noise and a lot of updates. And so keeping up with those updates can be so overwhelming. We're already trying to keep up with just posting on our social media regularly, right? So keeping up with those updates is just like another piece of that puzzle that I want to make sure I'm doing for you. And I'm going to bring those updates to this podcast, right? So I will also be explaining to you how those changes or updates could impact your marketing strategy and maybe some things that you might need to pivot in your marketing strategy in order to be successful with those updates. All right. So let's kind of talk about today's episode, which we're going to discuss the importance of social media in your industry, right? So, the importance of social media in the mortgage space. Why do we need it? Why do we need to be on social media? Why do we need, to create content? We're not content creators. We are, mortgage experts. We do loans. And so why do we need to be on social media? It's like the $1,000,000 question, right? So truly, you need to build relationships. You need to build relationships. And so many people are on social media. So many, right? Millions and billions of people are on social media. So we need to be building those relationships and understanding, okay, let me get in front of my ideal client. Let me make sure that I am sharing, maybe not my whole life, but a little bit of my life, that I'm sharing what I do day to day, that I'm sharing who I am as a person for that know, like, and trust factor. I guarantee you, if you have personal Facebook pages, I guarantee you that, I don't know, 70-80% of people on your Facebook that are like, your personal friends, family, things like that, probably don't even know what you do or don't remember what you do because you're probably not talking about it very frequently, right? I know for me, I never share on my personal social media about marketing. It's just not what I have done. And recently, I have started to do that over the past couple of weeks. That's one of my New Year's resolutions. And people are like, I didn't know you did social media. Or they'll message me and ask me a question like, "Hey, I'm blocked on this. What do I do?" And they're like, "I didn't know you did this stuff," right? Because it's just not something that I put out there in my personal world, and we should be, right? So on top of that I ramble a little bit, but you should be making sure that you're building those relationships on social media. So whether, I always recommend a business page on Facebook. As you're building it, we'll get into this in later episodes, but as you're building a business page, it gives you the opportunities to, get followers and likes, and then eventually run ads later down the road. That's something that we will discuss. But you want to build those relationships. And we do that through our tools, right? Our tool belt. And one of our tools in our tool belt is social media. And it reaches a very broad audience. It reaches so many people. And so when we bring people into our world through social media, whether that be on Instagram or Facebook or through our TikTok videos, we're maintaining and we're building those client relationships. So we're able to really personalize ourselves, which we're our own brand, right? We are our brand. And so when you are able to personalize that and tell them exactly who you are and what you like and who you are, who you serve, right? We are then being able to connect with potential clients, past clients, our referral partners, and we're building that really close bond where we can, interact over various things. If we're sharing, if you come to my news feed, you're going to see boba tea a lot in my stories. I love boba tea. One thing about me, love boba tea. And so, if you love boba tea, maybe you respond to me, and that is starting to build that relationship with someone like, oh, I love boba tea too, right? Or I was recently talking at the National Association for Mortgage Brokers, NAM, and I asked, like, I am in my bio, I talk about how I love boba tea and how I love Chick-fil-A and Disney. And I asked people who like, are y'all Chick-fil-A lovers? The overwhelming majority was like, no. Um, so anyways, I digress. I'm not quite sure why I went that route, but that's building that relationship. Now everyone knows that was in that room that I love boba tea and I run for fun and that I love Chick-fil-A. And I, told everyone that they needed to love Chick-fil-A a little more. And so it's just one of those things where you're building those relationships, and it's just really helping to personalize you as an individual and not just like you as a business. So I hope that makes sense. And so also, it's visibility, right? I mean, honestly, like, let's think about that, right? We are trying to be visible to reach more individuals, to reach our, demographics, to reach our ideal client, which we will talk about our ideal client probably in one of the very upcoming episodes, because that is like the building block, y'all, for everything. So, first of all, you need to know why you should be on social media, which is what we're talking about today. And then we're going to talk about what you need in order to be successful on social media. And the next step is knowing your ideal client. So, anyways, back to brand visibility. So, knowing who you are and being seen is crucial, right? If we aren't known, if we don't have that visibility in our market or to our friends, to our family, to our referral partners, if we don't have that visibility, how are they going to know that what we do, right? Or that how are they going to know how to contact us? How are they going to know even to contact us when they go to buy a home? So having that visibility out in social media in the digital space, crucial. And so, making sure that we are consistent in our online presence so that we can attract those new clients, so that we can continuously to maintain those clients that are on our pages, and constantly putting out that increased awareness of ourselves as our brand. So, brand building relationships, brand visibility, and it's an educational platform, right? So, putting ourselves as the industry expert right? The industry expert. We want people to know, we want our clients to know, our referral partners to know that we are the person to go to because we know it, right? We know our processes. We know the mortgage space. We know how to buy a home. We know how to get those loans closed on time. We are that person. But us telling us that, right? So if I'm just like, yep, I'm the best social media marketer there is, I can tell myself that all day long. But if I'm not telling everyone else that, or if I'm not sharing how I'm the best social media person in the whole wide world, then how are you to know that, right? So I need to educate you on social media tactics, social media tips, so that I am then positioned as an industry expert. Okay. So I can come at you and say, I'm an industry expert in social media, but what am I doing to show you that? All right. And so we got to make sure that we are educating our clients about the mortgage process, that we're sharing valuable content so that we're establishing that authority in the industry. So if we are, really trying to hone in on USDA loans, then you know what information we should be putting out on our social media? USDA loan information, right? All the nuances, everything about USDA loans. If we are trying to attract entrepreneurs and we are great at DSCR loans or we are great at non-QM loans, right? Then that's the information we need to be sharing because these are educational platforms. People can find us through the education that we are putting out there. Okay, so that is like that's huge. That's huge. And positioning ourselves as a specific, and I know like a lot of times, my mortgage friends are like, I don't want to niche down. I want, I can do all loans. I can do conventional loans. I can do USDA, VA. But when you truly kind of narrow yourself into I am the expert in fill in the blank, then it just really establishes that authority. And then people come to you for the other things because wow, you are really good at this. So, do you also do this? Right? So, that is where social media can be huge benefit. YouTube is great for this educational platform content, right? If you're watching on YouTube, this is an educational platform. A podcast is also a very educational platform. You can take these longer form videos or podcast episodes, like I'm doing now, break them up into short form videos that you can now post. Oh my gosh, I'm like getting myself like 5 episodes ahead, but that you can then post onto other platforms like TikTok and Instagram. And now you are really establishing yourself as a true authority figure in the industry on all of these platforms. Okay, so keep that in mind. I'll share later in another episode on how you can truly break down, long form content into short form content, but these are educational platforms. So make sure that we are educating our clients on what we want them to know, what we want them to see us as in the industry, right? I want you to see me as the best social media marketer in the mortgage space. And so I need to put out educational content surrounding that. Okay. All right. Also, so we've got building relationships, brand visibility, education on these platforms. Next up is networking opportunities. So, oh my goodness, y'all, networking on social media is so big. It's so big. It's so easy. And we don't have to make it salesy, right? Have you ever gotten, like, raise your hand if you have ever gotten, well, don't do it if you're driving. But if you have ever gotten like one of those what I like to call hey girl, hey boy messages, right? Where it's just literally copy and pasted, and that has put such a bad taste in people's mouths in regards to networking on social media and sending direct messages. On top of the massive amount of like bots and spam messages that we get, sometimes it's just like, ooh, I don't want to network on social media. I don't even want to check my inbox. But truly, this is where we can start connecting. You're making your calls, you're calling your referral partners, you're calling your past clients. If they're not answering, start connecting with them on social. Start sending them messages on social. Don't be spammy. Don't send them sales messages, right? But we can connect with them through our social platforms, through Instagram Messenger, through, I mean, even just if you don't want to send a message, through commenting on their content, right? Sharing their content, liking their content. There's so much opportunity to leverage these social platforms to get referrals, to get partnerships, to just stay in front of your ideal client, to, share and just be known as a networker in the industry. And lastly, it's cost effective. So again, we'll talk about advertising, but social media is so cost effective. If you're advertising, it's cost effective. If you're not advertising, obviously it's free, right? You're not paying to be on Facebook. You're not paying to be on Instagram. You're not paying to be on TikTok or LinkedIn or Google My Business or wherever. You're not paying to be on these platforms. It is free. So think about that. You have all these platforms that you can essentially be on, share your education, be yourself, share your brand, build these relationships, network on them for free. And you can really start to hone in on that organic, reach and that organic build. Will it take time? Yes. Most of the time, people are not going to go viral overnight. It happens, but it's not often. And so, we want to start building those relationships, and it's so cost effective to do so, right? Social media is just one of those things where everyone is on, for the most part, everyone is on social media now. And by golly, that's where we need to be too, right? So it's truly just one of those things that, wow, like this is such a huge opportunity that we have to dig our heels into social media and digital marketing and understanding our strategy behind that and how to truly capitalize on that. And I'm excited to start sharing about it, guys. So I hope you join me in this journey with my Simplified Social Marketing podcast. And if you would be so kind to subscribe, that way you never miss an update, you never miss an episode. You can subscribe, like wherever you listen to podcasts. And until next time, friends, I hope you have a absolutely wonderful week. We'll talk then.
Thanks for tuning into today's episode of the Simplified Social Marketing Podcast. Make sure to follow me on any of your favorite social platforms at The Chelsea Gardner. And don't forget to hit subscribe for your weekly dose of marketing magic. Until next time, my friend, remember to keep your marketing simple and effective.